If you've been on this spiritual path for a while but still feel stuck, you've been doing the work, the meditations, the affirmations, the healing, and yet something just doesn't feel like it's clicking, well then this video is for you. What if the thing holding you back is nothing wrong with you? It's just a new way to understand, a new perspective. And I'm gonna share with you 2 simple things you can do to get unstuck. So I've seen this pattern with hundreds of people that I've worked with where they feel stuck and stifled, and that makes them feel depressed and unfulfilled and off purpose. But it's only when they're not expressing the fullest expression of who they are. They're trying to live up to other people's expectations to fit themselves in a box, and the real them is so afraid of getting rejected. Now, this realization came to me. So recently I saw a TikTok video and this guy had a prompt to ask ChatGPT, ask it anything about yourself that I might be afraid to know, that I have fear about. And I was shocked with the results. The one fear that it said that it quietly runs the show for me is that I will be fully in my power and that I will be alone. Because if I embody my magnitude, I'll lose people, I will feel rejected. Now this hit deep because I didn't know it was even in there. But our biggest things as humans is that we want to fit in and we want to belong. And one of our biggest fears is that we won't be enough. We won't be worthy. And that's holding us back from being more authentic. So let's talk about the 3 hidden traps that keep us stuck as spiritual seekers and how to break through them and actually step into real transformation. So the first trap is chronic seeking. Now, I am the main person for this, okay? I had to overcome this, but it was, going to so many seminars, trying to look outside for gurus, teachers, all these things outside of myself. The next energy upgrade, the next thing that's exciting. Keep seeking was a form of avoidance, keeping me in loops of not feeling enough. I'm not there yet. I'm gonna be there. When I feel this way, I'm gonna feel whole. But awakening isn't about adding more. It's about tapping into more of who you are, the authentic version of who you are, remembering that. So it's nothing outside of you. It's remembering what's inside of you. There's nothing outside of you. Everything is right here, and remembering it's right here. You're meant to evolve, to grow, to redefine yourself over and over again, and let this moment of feeling stuck not be a judgment on yourself or criticism, but a sign for a breakthrough, a sign that you need to grow. Let this moment be an identity breakthrough where you don't need another tool. You just realize it's needing to tap in deeper inside yourself. And that could be through meditation, it could be through movement, it could be through creativity, because through creativity, we're following our joy. And that's when the downloads come from really doing the internal work. The second trap is passive spirituality. You do all the inner work, but you're avoiding taking action in the material world. And you might be saying, I'm manifesting or I'm trusting the universe, but really that's the fear of failing. A lot of times spiritual bypassing looks like faith, but it's a fear of disguise, because we're really here to master both worlds. We have to master the internal world and the external world, the material world and the spirit world. It's through that we take aligned action. If I want to meet a partner, I want to meet a loved one, I can't just sit in my house hoping that he comes. No, I'm going to take aligned action. I'm going to go out, meet somebody out, or get on an app, or take an action that feels aligned to that, because otherwise we are just stuck in hoping and wishing, and then the power's outside of ourselves and we feel helpless and hopeless. So understanding that we don't have to take a million actions, we need to take aligned action. And if you're not taking action, you are bypassing a main step in how the universe trusts that you're moving forward. Because each time you hear something or know something and you don't take an action on it, it's not embodied in you. So aligned action starts to embody that true spirituality inside of you. The third trap is the identity trap. you awaken, you shed your old self, but then you're unconsciously creating a new persona. Oh, I'm a healer, I'm an empath, but you haven't consciously chosen a new identity. So when we leave one part of ourselves, that shed that old self, that old identity, we have to consciously create a new identity. And the truth is, you're so much more than a label. You're a cosmic force. You're multidimensional in nature, and you don't want to limit yourself to any role, because that becomes a prison, a cage. A role is wife, mother, empath, healer, right? We are spirit. We're unlimited, and we live in all these worlds, all these dimensional worlds. So creating an identity that is more galactic, more expansive for you to step into. So let's talk about the 2 steps that you can do to get unstuck. So the first step is coming in and just connecting in back with yourself, feeling that heartbeat, feeling like I'm breaking through. So reconnecting in back. Because when you connect in, you can feed here, outside, horizontally. Give me more left. Am I worthy? That's insatiable, right? Or we can connect back in vertically from ourselves back to source. And through that connection, we come back in through the heart. We're starting to connect back into the wholeness, back into who we really are. And the second thing is to connect in with your inner child. That inner child a lot of times is blocking you from moving forward into the unknown, into what feels uncomfortable, and letting it know it's okay to make mistakes. So seeing our little inner child, maybe 10 years, maybe 7 years old, and just letting it know I'm safe, I'm secure, it's okay for me to make mistakes, because that doesn't allow us to expand, and we need to be in an expansive state to make our next move. We don't want to push away these feelings of feeling stuck or feeling stagnant. We want to just be with that energy. Okay, I'm experiencing that. Through awareness, it allows us to liberate the energy and shift. But if I don't want to feel stuck and I continue to not want to feel stuck, I'm looping in that and I'm not getting out of that. Why? Because there is no past, present, or future. There's only creating in this moment, right? In this dimension, there's past, present, and future in the 3D, but in the other dimensions, there's only the present moment. So in order to change the trajectory of my future, I have to claim over this moment. So I have to say, okay, I'm becoming aware. I'm acknowledging that I'm feeling stuck. And I shift to that future vision of what I want to create. There has to be, as we master the 3D world and the spirit world, we have to realize that we have to set goals. We have to have a future vision. We have to have something that we're moving towards. Because if not, then we're just going to feel stuck and stagnant in our lives. And we need to have something to look forward to. But just being with that feeling of feeling stuck, not trying to move it out of your system, just being present with it allows it to shift. Why? Because I am no longer in the past. I'm moving into the trajectory of my future. Drop in the comment an emoji if you're ready to step into your next level and tell me which one of these traps have hit you the hardest.